What's up, guys? It's Stephen Freeborn, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that a lot of people don't discuss, but I think a lot of people would acknowledge is in fact true and really important. And that is that failing is part of any change process. And for me, this is really important for people who are trying to make changes to their health and their fitness, whether that's, the most popular being losing weight or losing fat, to, people who are trying to gain weight or who are trying to put on strength and muscle and trying to get bigger and more formidable for maybe a sport or for a physique competition. But this is all real relevant to anything that has to do with changing your behaviors. Failing is a part of that process. If you're failing, it means you're on the right road to success. Failing leads to learning. Learning leads to improvement, and that ultimately is what leads to success. I think what's really illustrative of that truth is the fact that a lot of what we know about change, what we know about the change process, comes from research that's done on people who are trying to quit smoking, or a lot of ways it's put in research is smoking cessation. People who are trying to put away that cigarette and stop always reaching for the lighter at every moment. What we've learned, or what has been found, is that people who successfully quit smoking have to make many attempts to be successful in the long term to actually quit smoking. I've seen the CDC says anywhere from 8 to 11 attempts. I've even seen a study published that shows that it can be on average even as many as 30 attempts can be made before people actually successfully quit smoking. And when they talk to these people about what leads them to fail and what leads them to keep making attempts and why they finally become successful, is a lot of people describe this process of learning. They describe that each time they attempt and each time they fail, they uncover another area of weakness. They uncover another area that they need to backstop. Whether it's, I went to that particular restaurant and that's where I always have a cigarette, or I took that particular route home and that cued me to have a cigarette, or we went over to, a buddy's house who was having a party, and in that environment, I always feel like I need to socially smoke. And what that illustrates is those people encounter that behavior or that habit creeping up in all these different situations and all these different environments, and they discover all these different cues for that behavior. And as they encounter them, they learn or figure out or adopt ways to get around that situation. And I think that's why some people take less and some people take more. It just depends on how many cues or how many times you have to encounter that failure before you, okay, this is what I'm going to do to adjust to that moment. This is how I'm going to handle this situation. And I think people who are successful with weight loss share really similar stories. They talk about how they learn to eat when they go out to eat, or how they learn to handle a holiday meal, or how they handle a weekly brunch with their friends, and how they're able to structure their diet or arrange their meals or adjust their calorie intake to buffer all those different scenarios. And that's what ultimately leads them to success. The failing, though, is part of that. The failing shouldn't discourage you. The failing should encourage you that, hey, this is part of the process. Because I'm trying, I'm going to encounter issues or adversity, and that's part of the process, is learning how to combat those points of adversity and overcome them and develop strategies for dealing with them. And then that's going to all go into this toolbox, and at the end of the day, maybe after 30 attempts at trying to lose weight, I'm finally going to have a complete toolbox that's going to allow me to deal with all these different scenarios and allow me to lose weight consistently for the long term and keep it off. So failing is part of the process. I don't want you to feel like because you start dieting and it only lasts 4 weeks, you're a failure. I want you to revel in that. Figure out why you stopped dieting at 4 weeks. Figure out how you can make it to that 5th week. Figure out the situation that led to that failure and how next time you will get around it. So whether it's your 30th time starting to lose weight or trying to reach that 500-pound deadlift goal, go after it. Go after it with the ferocity that you went after the first attempt, and keep getting back on that horse. If it's your 99th attempt, your 100th attempt, keep hammering, keep swinging the axe and chipping away at that rock, because it could be the 101 time that you're successful. It could be that very next attempt that leads to your breakthrough and leads to your success. And you don't want to be the person who gave up, 1 inch from the end zone. You don't want to have that on your conscience. You don't always want to be wondering what if. So the takeaway is revel in failing. Don't let it discourage you. Take it, embrace it, make it part of the process. Believe in it, and don't give up. Just keep trying. That's the big takeaway. People who are successful at changing their behaviors, they don't give up. They get smarter each time. They get better each time. They iterate, boom, 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 over and over and over again. So I hope that's encouraging to you. I hope it allows you to feel like, if maybe you have taken many attempts and you finally given up forever, I hope it encourages you to get back on that horse. And if you're coming off a failed attempt, I hope it encourages you to take that next attempt with all the more enthusiasm. If you guys have questions, as always, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk with you guys, answer any questions you have, give you suggestions. I'm here to help. So reach out to me, Steven@freeborntrainingsystems.com. Any of the social medias, just search my name, pop it into Google. It'll all come up. You'll find out how to reach me. But until next time, hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.